services and products to help accelerate the adoption of on-demand in enterprise companies. Our partners are Salesforce.com and Google, and we're going to show you today is an interesting integration that we built between Salesforce and Google to bring Salesforce information to the iGoogle homepage. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen, this is actually my iGoogle homepage. You can see I've got a whole bunch of information, news on Salesforce, information on nonprofits that I'm interested in watching, the New York Times. I have a couple of interesting things. These are both gadgets. We develop gadgets for Salesforce.com that pull Salesforce information and bring it to my iGoogle homepage. This one is something that we built originally called Opportunity Knocks, and it shows me my opportunities that have changed recently, and I can scroll over them to get more information on what's going on inside of those. So this is interesting, and it provides a great way for me to go through and drill into Salesforce on information. So I can click on one of those opportunities and I'm immediately inside of the system. So one of the things that we saw was that people were very interested in actually building their own gadgets. So we created a gadget builder, and we're releasing it this week into beta, freely available for anybody. And what the Gadget Builder does is it allows anyone to create a gadget for their own Salesforce.com instance in the easiest fashion it is to create a report in Salesforce. So I'm inside of Salesforce right now in the Gadget Builder. I'm going to create a new chart gadget. It'll look a lot like one of the ones that we were looking at before. Testing for video. We'll say that I'm the author and this is a test to show the new Appirio Gadget Builder. So what I can do is I can pick any object inside of Salesforce, either a standard object or a custom object. Custom objects are denoted by that __C. And Appirio, we eat our own dog food. So we run our recruiting, our marketing, professional services, everything, IT asset management, everything comes out of Salesforce. Today I'm going to pick a very commonly used object, which is a standard object called an opportunity. And we're going to make a chart out of this, a chart gadget that will be deployed on iGoogle. So I go through the process, I pick an object, and then I get to pick the kind of chart that I want. I can pick a bar chart, a line chart, a pie chart, or my favorite, which is a bar chart. So we're going to create a gadget about opportunities, and I want to look at the main element I want to look at is the amount of a particular opportunity, or some set of opportunities. And let's do that by let's look at sales stage. This is going to give me the very classic view of opportunities by sales stage inside of the system. And actually, I could even layer another level of information on top of that if I chose to give me an additional grouping. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll look at it by opportunity and forecast category. So now I'm going to see all the opportunities, and they're going to be divided up based on the sales stage and the forecast category of that particular opportunity. What I can then do is, this looks a lot like Salesforce's reporting because it's meant to be very intuitive to a Salesforce user. So I'm going to pick a couple of queries, and I'm going to say I only want to look at data that's associated with a close date inside of a certain range. And I'm not going to hard code that, but I'm going to let the end user actually set that information. I could create as many of these as I want to, create combinations of them. At that point, it'll then go and it'll ask me for some preference information. Do I want to let the gadget user, filter on information, only see their own information? It's mostly security related settings that I can set for people who are going to use this gadget. So then I get to the screen where I can preview the gadget. So first thing you see is that close date was the field that I picked, and I'm going to make it the last 90 days. And it's going to show me a chart based upon that information. So now I can see it based upon the sales stage, and I can see it based upon the category that it's in. One of the things that I want to do actually is I want to actually make this gadget interactive. So I'm going to take the close date and I'm going to make it a quick preference. So instead of editing the setting and setting it to something different, I want to make this something that's interactive. So I chose to make the date as a quick preference, and what that lets me do is I can quickly flip between values. So I can look at the values for this month, and then I can look at the values for this week if there's any there, and I get a very quick view of changing and making the gadget interactive. So I'm going to hit finish this gadget, and what's great is at this point I can add it directly to my Google homepage, or I can do something even cooler, which is share the gadget. So before I add it to the Google homepage, I'm actually going to share this gadget. And as you'll see, I can share it with people in my organization, or I can share it with the gadget community as a whole. What this is going to do is it's going to publish it onto a gadget gallery that we've created. So I've added this piece in there. I'm going to hit save. And like I said, this will share this into the gadget gallery and will bring me back to the home page of the gadgets that I have. So what we can do is, let's wait for that to come back, and we're going to go to the Appirio gadget gallery, or EGG for short, the enterprise Google gadgets that we've created. And this shows me all the gadgets that are sitting on the gallery. We've got almost 100 out there right now. And you can see this is the one we just created, testing for video. And since I think it's a great gadget, I'm going to actually rate it a 5, and other people can choose to do the same thing. And I'm going to add it to my Google homepage right now. So you can see this is the gadget that we had, testing for video. This is a test. Let's go ahead and add that to our Google homepage. So you can see this has now showed up on my homepage. I can log in, and because I used standard Salesforce information, I actually can log in from any gadget in the world. So this is the account we created it from, but let me log in from a totally different account. And as long as that account has those gadget fields enabled, we'll be able to see the data in the chart in the same way. So again, it comes up with the quick preference. We can look at data for a particular piece. In this case, it looks like there's some basic data, and I can take a look at what's there, forecast category for that. I can interact with the chart and pick a longer time frame, like this year. And you can see a longer time frame. So I get the ability to interact with this. And what's great about Google is I actually can go through, and if I find that I've created a collection of gadgets for sales or for customer service or the like, I can actually go in and share the entire tab and send it to another user, and that allows you to get a richer experience. So we're incredibly excited about this. This is enabled because Salesforce and Google have got a great platform for interaction. And also what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to be able to bring information from common news sources, other SaaS solutions, so you can see all that information on your iGoogle homepage and quickly drill into the systems like Salesforce that are the owners of that respective data.